been asked about it, all week, especially from some of my friends that go to IU, or some of them that are IU alum and stuff like that. So it's just it's a fun game for us. It's obviously a big rivalry. We definitely want to get the win.
When I say Hoosier, what do you say?
Trying to think. I don't know what to say about this. I don't know. I really don't know.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think? I mean, one word, 2 words short. What is it?
I can't say those words right now.
But have you already sort of absorbed how big of a week this is for the team and for the campus?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's kind of like back home, Washington versus Washington State. Kind of get the idea, but it seems like it's a bigger tradition out here. I've never heard a coach so passionate about beating another team, and some of the seniors on the team, kind of have that same passion. So it's like, I kind of figure I was getting myself into something big when I got here, but this is like, Indiana is like the heaven for basketball. So I know this rivalry is very big.
What have you heard from Coach this week? What do you mean by that passion?
Just how much he wants to win, and how much this means to the school and the city and stuff like that. And I've heard from some of the fans and how much they hate IU.
As Hoosiers, what do you think?
It's tough. Most of my family graduated from IU, so I'm kind of like, I guess you could say the odd man out. But it's a rivalry game. We want to beat them more than we want to beat anyone this season. They came in last year, kind of drummed us a little bit, even though I wasn't on the team. I still feel that same sentiment. So it's one of those things we've been preparing all week for. It's nice that the Big Ten gave us that type of schedule where you get a week to actually prepare for them, and hopefully we come out and do what they did to us last year. So we'll see.
Who'd you root for as a kid?
I don't want to answer that question right now, so we'll go to the next one.
I guess the next question is, did you ever think you'd end up playing for Purdue?
Absolutely not, and I think that's funny. I had a teammate, Kelsey Barlow was actually on my team at Cathedral, so, they recruited and signed him. And so I'm thinking there's no way, that I'd ever return here, and it just so happens my 5th year, So things come full circle, but, yeah, I never expected to be here in the first place, so.
What do you remember about the rivalry watching it?
Oh, it's just intense. I didn't watch that much college basketball necessarily when I was younger, but just from, like my grandparents didn't want to wear anything black and gold, stuff like that. Like the whole house is red and white. So it runs deep, even sports and just, outside of sports as well. So.
How are your grandparents handling, or your family handling this week now that you're on this?
My grandfather finally got himself a Purdue jersey, and he said that he's going to rock black and gold, for this 1 year, and then after that he's done. So, but they've been abrasive, I think they love me more than, the rivalry itself. So, they've been supportive, they've worn their colors. Now, outside of the games, I'm not for sure. My grandfather still has an IU license plate, and so is my grandmother, and so is my mom. So, it's kind of tough, but, 1 year, they said they can do that. So,
what have you kind of gleaned from Coach Painter or the players who were here last year, the last couple years, as far as how much this game means to them?
Oh, it's just the intensity. In practice, we've been going hard all year. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it seems like, the week before IU, the intensity steps up just a little bit more. So, from their standpoint, they've kind of instilled upon, me and Sterling, who really haven't been a part of it, and the freshmen, that, this is really important. So it depends, no matter how the season's necessarily going, it's one of those games you got to win it, and then, use it as a stepping stone, win some more games. So, we look forward to getting that win on Saturday and going.
It didn't really hit me until IU came up on the schedule, what that really meant. So I'm just gonna take it, as it's another game. I'm not gonna get too emotional and involved with it. I'm gonna play hard like I do in any other game, and that's my way. That's how I feel I'm gonna get through the game.
What have you, your impressions of them, what you've seen on film, what you guys will have to do well to beat them?
I feel like, honestly, I think if we contain Yogi Ferrell and Will Sheehy and Noah Vonleh, then we'll be fine. Those are probably their 3 best players, and if we take out 2 of them, then we'll be just fine. I feel like we're starting to come together as a team. Even though we didn't show it as much in Ohio State, I feel like we're getting the hint, and this is a very big game for us. So I think it's going to happen at the right time.
this week off, is that advantageous for you guys, getting a whole week to prepare for this game?
I think that is going to help play a big part. Help with the guys' legs that are a little sore. We had the day off yesterday, so some guys got to get treatment, take a little stress off their legs. So I feel like we're going to be ready when it comes time to play on Saturday.
Lows against IU. Obviously, you guys have been a part of those last 4 losses, but when you were freshmen, hit a couple threes down there in the first half. How important for you is it to go out on a high?
I think it's important. Like you said, I'm from Indiana, so obviously I knew about the rivalry, pretty much my whole life. As far as Indiana and Purdue, and just going out on a high note, especially we're going to be living in Indiana and stuff like that. I think it's really important, especially for me and my family, and also for my brother, who's going to keep on playing a lot of those games. So.
A lot of those North Central guys before you went to Indiana. Were you a Purdue or Indiana guy growing up, or neither?
I was really neither growing up. Actually, I was more of like a North Carolina fan. I used to love North Carolina, but I was neither. But as far as recruiting came, I was kind of worried about not as highly about as Purdue, but I actually thought Purdue was a better choice, and I think it is the better choice.